Jesus freak here. So it's the first Tuesday of November, and if you live in the U.S., you know what that means. Now, I've been getting a bunch of new viewers lately, and I don't think they're all drive-by viewers who, get recommended something by the algorithm, show up and drop a bomb in the comments. It's like you're surprised that I'm a lunatic. I mean, not only have I never denied that, I've kind of leaned into it. It's kind of the reason that things are the way they are with me. Like, you're surprised that this weirdo who talks about, well, being on disability checks and food stamps is certifiable. I mean, that's the world we live in, right? But, like, I've never been in my right mind. I was more normal before I was about 7, but, you know, let's just say a PTSD diagnosis doesn't come out of nowhere. Anyway, I figured because I had a certain place to hit, that I'd hit a couple places on the way back, even though, I don't have a lot to work with because some lunatics down in DC who are holding the country hostage. Take that however you may. Now, someone pointed this out. It was actually an Anglican pastor from Canada quoting Glenn Beck. Trying to reach across the aisle, so to speak. And he pointed out that Glenn Beck was wondering, why do we need to have, how come 42 million people need to have food stamps in the first place? Well, there's this Brazilian guy who once said, when I feed the poor, they call me a hero. But when I ask why they're poor, they call me a communist. People don't want to help people who need it. And frankly, if we leave it to individual charity or even to individual charities, it ain't going to happen. There's just not enough people willing to donate to help those who are less off. And there's this mindset that it's our own damn fault, which, granted, sometimes it is. Sometimes. doesn't help that we got people spreading deep fakes around that are pushing the 45-year-old welfare queen narrative. I mean, you know, nothing new under the sun, right? Like, if you start hearing people say, "Oh, they're getting $1,600 a week," like, bruh, who's getting $1,600 a week in food stamps? You could have a family the size of the Duggars and they won't qualify for that much in food stamps if they had no income at all. Like, a lot of these people, they just want to be outraged and they don't even think to ask whether the stuff they're getting told about the other or the them is even realistic, let alone reasonable. Any sort of government benefits are extremely minimalistic. So back to the question about, you know, why are 40 million people on food stamps? Part of the reason is because, you know, when workers fought to get the work week down to 40 hours, businesses decided to try to end run around it by forcing people to get two jobs. You know, can't live on 40 hours. Should be able to, FDR said, if you can't pay enough to a full time worker that they can and survive, you know, have a decent living, you shouldn't exist as a business. If you can't pay your workers enough to make it worthwhile, you got other issues. A lot of people on food stamps actually have, there's people on food stamps with multiple jobs. They still can't make enough because the jobs just ain't paying what people need to survive. Say, oh, they should get a better job. Yeah? What? What? Where? You gonna tell them to immigrate to China? Bangladesh? Like, you think America is self-sufficient? When we outsource everything to countries that pay pennies on the dollar? Because you're too cheap? That doesn't cover every single possible situation of why someone might need the food stamps, but that's a significant problem. Like, why should someone? I mean, reasonably one would figure. You talk about, you should have your family with 2.5 kids on average be able to support themselves on one income. Yeah, you don't want to make it happen. That's just hypocrisy. Like, if you want something to happen, at least put some effort in causing it to happen, bringing it about. Don't just think you can will it into existence. We're not gods that we can do that kind of thing. If we want to do things, we have to actually do them. And if you're saying, handicapped people should just croak and stop being wasted oxygen, well, then you're a monster. Jesus freak out.